Hi there, let's quickly cover this. This was just a few days ago. We've been talking about it anyway, the Planet Parade, right? It started in April and it's going to come to its full alignment on June 24th. So, for the first time since December 2004, five naked eye planets have lined up at dawn in order of their distance from the sun in a rare morning sky show. And won't happen again for 100 plus years. And this is really important. Why? For the first time since December 2004, five naked eye planets have lined up in order. Now, remember the Indian Ocean tsunami, excuse me, of 2004 that killed 225,000 people, December 26, 2004. For the first time since December 2004. So my guess is that we're going to have a megaquake tsunami sometime. And the reason this, look, so this is the solar system. Here's the day where it all actually takes place. All right. Everything's on one side of the sun. And that's going to be all the way until around, let's just say the 11th of July. Sirius, the star Sirius, the star system, it starts to come into view too around this time. That's why they say that anyone and I'm just saying that the ancients, I'm not saying this, I'm telling you what the ancients have a huge, huge thing. Anyone born from July like 2nd to the 13th is considered to be a big deal because that's when Sirius comes into view. All Egypt and all that ancient shit was all based off Sirius. So that coming into play with this alignment, I just think we're going to have something. I think something's going to, I don't know. And another thing too, the solar flare. I just, when I say I don't know if it's going to be a solar flare. I don't know if it's going to be a tsunami. I don't know if it's going to be an earthquake. I don't know if it's going to be all of it. Terrorist attacks, and definitely terrorist attacks. That stuff's going to happen. But another thing with the solar flare, right? The Mayan calendar, okay? The Mayan calendar is based not on Gregorian day year calendar stuff. It's based off the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction. The Mayan calendar was 100% correct. Is 100% correct. What do I mean by that? Everyone knows that they were saying that the Mayans were saying in 2012, right, the world was going to end. That's what would have happened because on July 23rd of 2012, this is what the scientists and all of them say, not me, a civilization-ending X-flare took place on the sun. The only reason why we didn't suffer from it is because this only goes forward to July 13th, but it was July 23rd, so we're just a little bit further along here, as you can imagine. It happened on this side of the sun. If we would have been facing here, we would have been done, would have knocked us into the Stone Age, as they said. All right? And just take notice that that was a year of 0% zero spotless days. So far this year, one spotless day. So in other words, this civilization-ending solar flare happened on a year of high sunspot activity, which coincidentally enough is just like this year, which coincidentally enough, see all these? The Carrington event that everyone knows, the solar flare that knocked out the telegraph that would have also knocked us back into the Stone Age, took place at a time of high sunspot activity. The movie 2012 starts with a planet parade and then a solar flare. It's just something to think about. And then we have, I have no doubt in my mind, terrorist attacks, economies fall, reset, blackout, solar flare, earthquake, mega tsunami, part of the meteors or whatever they want to call them, coming down, all of that sometime between now, starting now and November specifically, because November is the last one for 3 years, blood moon. There's a blood moon last month. There's going to be a blood moon in November, and that's the last one for 3 years. So something tells me in eclipses signify change. We're going to have some really, really big events. And the Masons' most popular, biggest day to them is June 24th. That's 666 this year. I'd have your gas tank full leading up to the 23rd, and I would definitely have our eyes open and peeled for something between the 3rd and the 13th. Or excuse me, the 23rd and the 13th. I think that's all. What have you done for love today? If your heart's in the right place, you got nothing to worry about. And this is part of the reason that the gas is going all the way up to, on top of, they tell you, we're getting off diesel, we're getting off fossil fuels, we're getting off gasoline. All this stuff is to keep you where you are, to keep you separated, to keep you from reuniting. That's what it's all there for. because a lot of people aren't going to even be able to afford to go anywhere. But that's what my family and our family is there to do, is to rescue. But you have to call out to us. How can we know we're there? How can we know you're there to be rescued if you don't call out to us? And I've even seen people that, I'm not the only one. Everyone knows about this reunion of the heavenly family and how this heaven on earth is coming. That's why the shit's falling from the sky. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. Consequences are happening. Tell the people over there in Russia in 2013 that shit didn't happen. They were scared shitless. Didn't matter if it was fake or not. Just like you're going to be, just like you are now. And I've seen people on Twitter, people are saying that they think the blackout's going to happen to keep the announcement of this reunion and this showing of the reunion from being seen. I mean, the Queen activated the tree. This shit's on, people. It's on. What have you done for love today? Oh, and I almost forgot. Like, so the whole title of the video, right? California. And so I don't know where it's going to be. The reason why I'm targeting California is because, first of all, what movie or TV show hasn't come to life? Okay, so that's where this hunch is coming from. By the way, could it be volcanoes? Of course, volcanoes are going to happen too. Who just knows what the order of events is exactly going to be, regardless of... Anyway, so in the movie This Is the End, which is an apocalyptic movie, which basically the book of Revelation, all that's played out in this movie. That movie came out in June of 2013, and in that movie, all of the events were triggered. The book of Revelation was basically triggered by a megaquake in California. It all started with a big earthquake in California. So I'm just throwing that out there because, again, the movies seem to be, in TV shows, entertainment, Hollywood seems to be a real good guide about what's going on, as well as the ancient text. But boy, oh boy, it's something to read on a page and then watch it in high definition on screen. It's a lot different. So that's why I have California in the title. That's why it's a target, not to pick on that specifically for any kind of reason. Just that's what the movies say. We'll see how accurate Hollywood is.